Round one of the Esso Metro Super Challenge, the John Price Longleat stages, held at Lord Bath's stately home. First away after the reseeding, none other than John Price himself. Yorkshireman Peter Slights in the direct windows Metro pushes hard and opens up a 21-second lead. Making a return to the sport after a 6-month break following a big accident on the Mueller Rally, Sam Nelson. Running at number 1, the Basingstoke motor trader Ian Donaldson. A broken camshaft belt later in the event robs him of a top 5 placing. Farmer Bill Barton with co-driver Don George. Andy Sherham and A.D. Jeffries in the Glowpass Performance Parts Metro. Innovision's proprietor David Williams with co-driver Wayne Goebel. Richard Holmes and Stuart Derry in the Sharp Sutton Insurance Enterprise racing car. Externally, this looks like a 6R4, but on this car, driven by Dave Appleby, the power comes from a Rover V8. In the Auto Plus SMAC Group car, Steve Harris and Nick Thornton. A spin toward the end of the 4th stage loses him 90 seconds. Paul and Brent Bennett. Clive Feign, an estate agent from Tringrith in Bedfordshire, with co-driver Roy Hurst. Bob Lawrence and Peter Bovies in the Wednesbury Motor Services car. In the Zenith Motorsports car, early leaders John Price and Mike Bowen lose their overnight lead and have to be content with 4th place. Steve Harris. Bill Barton and Don George. Peter Slights and Roy Sumpner. The chances of overhauling the Slights car are virtually gone. Here, more seconds are lost. Steve Harris will take 7 points for a 6th place. Despite setting joint fastest time on the last stage, Bill Barton has to be content with 3rd place. Putting up fastest times on most stages, Peter Slights wins the event by 1.5 minutes, and he collects maximum points, leading the Super Challenge. With the aid of 4-wheel drive, the Bennetts demonstrate a novel way of overtaking. From the son of Longleat, it's the snow and ice of the Panaround Rally in mid-Wales. First away, Ian Beveridge. From Stranraer, electrical retailer Kenny Dorans with co-driver Alan Burgess. Steve Harris and Nick Thornton going well in these testing conditions. Challenge leader Peter Slights loses time with an early puncture. Fifth overall in the 1987 National Rally Championship, Bill Barton. Although going well now, David Williams will have problems when he hits a bridge parapet and punctures. John Price making his first attempt using a Metro 6R4 in a forest rally. Richard Holmes only started rallying 2 years ago. He's been competing in the Metro 6R4 for about 9 months. Nigel Hutton's rally in the Price Check Rallying 6R4 would be the first Metro casualty on this first stage. Ian Beveridge. Kenny Dorans and Alan Burgess. Works manager from Raleigh in Essex, Steve Harris. Bill Barton has been rallying for 15 years with the same co-driver, Don George. David Williams and Wayne Goebel going well. They take fastest time on this stage. John Price has been competing in motorsport for 20 years. Later in the year, he'll have contested a grand total of 500 rallies. Peter Slights and Roy Sumpner in the direct windows car. Another first time in the forests for Rob Lawrence and Peter Bowles. Ian and Pat Beveridge on their way to taking the QCR Motors car to third fastest on the stage. Kenny Doran's rally will come to a premature end when he rolls on stage 5. At the same place where Kenny rolled, Steve Harris goes off in a terminal fashion. Better luck for Bill Barton. He goes on to take third place in the event, giving him second overall in the Super Challenge. Neil Ewing, having done battle with Peter Slights throughout the event, eventually win the rally by 1 minute and 40 seconds. But as Donald was running on Michelin tyres, he's not eligible for challenge points. So maximum points again for Peter Slights. In the rally, he has to settle for second place, but with 2 challenge firsts, he still leads the Super Challenge by 6 points. Richard Holmes' rally finishes on the last stage when he goes off straight into deep mud. David Williams just survives to the finish. His clutch disintegrates on the last stage. Another survivor, Rob Lawrence, will take 8 points for 5th place. Of the 9 9 rounds of the Esso Metro Super Challenge, 2 were circuit races, the first in the East Midlands at the Darlington Circuit. On the Tour of Hampsterley Rally, Peter Sleights takes another first and now has a commanding lead in the Super Challenges. However, despite second place on the grid, Sleights is forced to withdraw after blowing the engine up in practice. First lap and pole position man Sam Nelson has a small lead from Ian Donaldson. David Williams leads John Price, Andy Sherham, Ian Beveridge, Bill Barton, Rob Lawrence and Steve Harris. Sam Nelson piles on the pressure and now has a good lead. But second place is virtually anyone's. Engine builder Sam Nelson. Ian Donaldson now pulls away from the pack to consolidate second place. Andy Sherham running third, David Williams in fourth. But Nelson's now out on his own. Bill Barton's race is over with a severe engine misfire. The battle for third place, David Williams trying to outbrake Ian Beveridge. Andy Sherham sneaks by on the inside. Steve Harris and Rob Lawrence pull up the rear. But way out in front, Sam has the road all to himself. More passing manoeuvres. This time Andy Sherham slips by David Williams on the inside. John Price is now past Ian Beveridge. Sam Nelson's almost out of sight of the others as he keeps up the pressure. After Ian Donaldson spins, Andy Sherham has second place, but David Williams, John Price and Ian Beveridge keep in contention. With Andy Sherham now established in second place, the battle moves to third place. Another change, Ian Beveridge now in second place from Andy Sherham, John Price and David Williams. Maximum points for Sam Nelson in first place. After many changes, eventually Ian Beveridge finishes second with Andy Sherham third. John Price will have to be content with fourth. Steve Harris is sixth and Rob Lawrence finishes seventh. Despite the non-start, Peter Sleights still maintains the lead in the Super Challenge. Bill Barton keeps second, while John Price is third. And so to Silverstone for 10 laps of the Grand Prix circuit, the second race of the series. Practice hadn't been without incident. David Williams' puncture only caused superficial damage. Other competitors' problems were more terminal. Ian Beveridge wasn't taking any chances. The discs were all changed when they were found to be cracked. Lap 1 and the battle for the lead between Peter Sleights and Sam Nelson is changing by the second. In third place is Bill Barton. Sleight and Nelson head to head. Fourth place is John Price, followed by Andy Sherham in fifth. Ian Beveridge is sixth, followed by Rob Lawrence and Steve Harris. Peter has a fairly comfortable lead already now, with Bill Barton in second place and Sam Nelson third. With Slights in a comfortable lead, the battle now moves to second place. Change at the front, but Sam Nelson is now back into second place. John Price and Andy Sherham round off the top five. Bill Barton gets second place back. Maximum points again for Peter Slights in the direct windows car, and yet another second for Bill Barton. No change in the top overall position in the Super Challenge. After the racing, it's down to Prescott for the third discipline in the series, a hill climb. First Metro away in the pouring rain, the 1987 BTRDA Gold Star champion Ian Beveridge in the QCR Motors car. Paul Bennett in the MJ Fuse Bennett construction car. In the Zenith Motorsport car, John Price. In Wiltshire, competition engine builder Sam Nelson. Andy Sherham. Andy only started serious competition last year. His record, 4 wins from 6 starts. A farmer from Saundby in Nottinghamshire, Bill Barton, puts up the fastest time in the Metro class so far. Peter Slights not only puts up the fastest time in the Metro class by 1.5 seconds, but puts up the fastest time overall as well for the morning session. Steve Harris in the Autoplas SMAC group car. The rain stopped at lunchtime. With the Metros running fairly late in the order, it meant drier roads. Paul Bennett is a full 3 seconds faster than the morning time. With a time of 39.76 seconds, John Price is the first Metro to break the 40-second barrier. Although Sam Nelson's run starts well, things go a little wrong later on. But it's Peter Slights who sorts everything out with a time of 37.89 seconds. He takes first place and maximum points. In second, 1 second slower, is Bill Barton. The next round, the Jim Clarke Memorial Rally on the borders of England and Scotland. First 6 are 4 away, Bill Barton and Don George. Bill clocks joint second fastest on the opening stage. Ian and Pat Beveridge are fourth on this thrash round Kelso's Springwood Park. Clocking the same time as Bill Barton, Peter Slights. Just off the leaderboard on this opening stage, Steve Harris. Andy Sherham and A.D. Jeffries in the Globplast Performance Profile car. It's Motoring News champion John Price and Mike Brown in the Zenith Motorsport car. Rob Lawrence clocks up 7th fastest on this opening stage. Into the Kielder Forest complex, Bill Barton keeps up the pressure to keep his top 5 position intact. With several quick times, Ian Beveridge is in the top 10. Peter Slight's coming under a lot of pressure from Colin McRae's Peugeot, Peter currently 2nd. Just off the leaderboard, Andy Harris. Andy Sherham and Adi Jeffries. John Price and Mike Bowen. Rob Lawrence and Peter Bowles. Bill Barton and Don George will go on and finish the rally in 4th place. Ian Beveridge goes on to finish in 5th. Peter Slight is swapping fastest times with Colin McRae. Steve Harris and Nick Thornton. In the Glow-Plus car, Andy Sherham. John Price and Mike Bowen. Here's Rob Lawrence and Peter Bowles. With a push on the stages, Peter wins the rally and takes maximum points in the challenge. Steve Harris finishes the rally in 7th and takes 9 points for the challenge. 8 challenge points go to Andy Sherham. And after several problems, John Price collects 6 challenge points. Rob Lawrence takes 6th place in the challenge and collects 7 points. August Bank Holiday Monday, a 10-lap race around the streets of Birmingham. Although not part of the Esso Metro Super Challenge, many competitors from it are here to do battle again. Leading on the first lap, Tony Pond. Tony's no stranger to road racing. He recently failed by just 7 seconds to lap the Isle of Man TT circuit at 100 miles per hour in a production Rover Vitesse. Tight turn, Tony Pond leading, followed by Peter Slight, Andy Sherham, Ian Donaldson, Alistair Sutherland, Trevor Lewis and Steve Harris. Back in Tony Pond's car again, round the shell bend and onto the start-finish straight. Kenny Doran's stricken car and onto the Pye chicane. Round Ferodo bend and onto Loctite once again. Peter have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Andy Sherham still in third, with Ian Donaldson fourth. Alistair Sutherland is fifth. Still very much neck and neck up at the front. Andy Sherham consolidates in third. But Tony is gradually pulling away from Peter. Leading this group, Trevor Lewis. Rupert Turner heads this group. Back into Tony Pond's car once again. A spin earlier in the race, together with a misfire, forces John Price to limp round. Having kept the pressure on, Tony now has a sizable lead. Peter Slights now settles for second place. Ian Donaldson. Steve Harris. Tony Pond wins the race by 14 seconds from Peter Slights. After Ian Donaldson goes out on the last lap, third place goes to Alistair Sutherland. Trevor Lewis takes fourth, followed by Gary Midwinter, Richard Holmes and Ian Beveridge. So, with 6 first places from 8 events, Peter Slights wins the first Esso Metro Super Challenge. Eight points behind Peter, runner-up Bill Barton came second on 6 events and third on 1.